Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable Dynamite channel of wrestling results here on this channel. So we have AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen results for July 27, 2022. Tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen was broadcasted live from the DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts. Jim Ross, Excalibur, and the Human Suplex Machine, Taz, were the broadcast team for tonight's event. It's Wednesday night, you know what that means. AEW interim world title match. Jon Moxley as your champion versus Rush with Jose the assistant. Rush not been pinned in over a year, noted Excalibur. The Blackpool Combat Club's William Regal joined the commentary team for this match. Rush ambushed Rush from behind. Okay, this is on AEW page. I'm sorry. As Moxley was attempting to enter the ring. Rush knows this is the biggest match he's ever had in professional wrestling, said Jim Ross. Rush swiped out the knee of Moxley and began to stop him. Rush followed up with splashes in the corner. Rush showing Moxley that he can fight dirty, said Taz. After biting Moxley's forehead, Rush smeared Moxley's blood on his chest. Outside the ring, Rush swung a chair at Moxley's leg, but Moxley dodged it. Rush turned his back and Moxley drove Rush into the steel ring barricade with a Topia Suicida. Moxley is working on a 14-match winning streak. He wants to win this or lose it like a man, said Jim Ross. Moxley and Rush had a chop fest in the ring. Rush answered with a thrust kick. Outside the ring, Rush wrapped TV camera cable around Moxley and began to choke him. Back in the ring, Moxley superplexed Rush. Moxley rocked Rush with a King Kong lariat. Rush dodged a charge from Moxley and used Moxley's momentum against him, countering with a snap German suplex. Rush applied a cross-face submission. Moxley transitioned out a booted Rush in the jaw repeatedly. Rush sent Moxley soaring into the buckles with a belly-to-belly suplex. Impressed with Rush, said Regal. Moxley bit down on Rush's head. Andrade El Idolo shoved Mox off the ropes. The Lucha Bros ran out and chased Andrade away. Rush was looking for the double knees, but Moxley countered with a clothesline. Rush rallied back with a straight jacket piledriver for a near fall on Moxley. Rush ran towards Moxley with the bull's horn, but Moxley had it scouted. Mox ducked under a knee and nailed Rush with the Death Rider. Moxley applied the Bulldog choke submission and retained. After the match, the Wizard, Chris Jericho, walked onto the ramp with members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho says, Moxley, I just had to come out here and congratulate you on an amazing match. You've done a great job as the interim champion. You are on a roll, but it's nothing compared to the role that the Jericho Appreciation Society is on. I beat Eddie Kingston, and Moxley, I am going to beat you. After 2.5 years, I'm demanding my rematch for the AEW World Championship in 2 weeks at Quake by the Lake on Dynamite. Moxley says, I hate you, Jericho. I used to look up to you. That's why it's so sad and I still believe in your own way. You are the greatest of all time. All the stuff you've got going on, it's pathetic. This AEW World Championship is the championship in professional wrestling, and I made it that way. So, if you've got the balls, leave all that trash at home. I don't want the Wizard or the champion. I want the guy, Super J Cup. I want the Lionheart. And if this is going to be defended on my watch, it's going to be Jon Moxley against the last survivor of the dungeon, Lionheart Chris Jericho. Excalibur announced new titles, the AEW World Trios Championship, and that there will be a tournament for them. The finals will be held at All Out on September 4th. FTW title match, Absolute Ricky Starks versus Danhausen. Tony Schiavone joined the broadcast booth. Starks booted Danhausen in the head. Danhausen fired back with a kick to Starks' teeth. Starks charged at Danhausen, but Danhausen dodged Ricky. Ricky's own momentum carried him into the corner, ramming his neck into the turnbuckles. Danhausen cradled Ricky for a near fall. Starks was holding his tweaked neck. Starks sliced Danhausen in half with a spear and pinned Danhausen. That was smart of Ricky to do that, said Taz. Starks says, very nice, very evil, but you're not absolute. And just like last week, I've still got a little bit left in the tank. So let's bring out another challenger. And I'm for real this time. Hook answers the challenge. I think business is about to be picking up, said Jim Ross. Not smart, Ricky, said Taz. Hook found his mark with body shots and a headbutt to Starks. Hook hurled Starks with a pump handle suplex. Starks countered the El Camino with a spear. Excuse me. Hook got Starks back with a red rum, and Starks tapped out. We've got a new champion, and it's time for Hook, said Jim Ross. Starks and Hook fist bump after the match, showing more mutual respect. Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview a distraught Ricky Starks. Starks says, I'm not stranger to losing, and I'm okay with it. But I was given that title when people thought it was a noose, and I turned it into a tie. Nobody back there can say anything. I did it. I exceeded all expectations. There are people back there who tell me to be patient. My time is right now. I don't want people to say I had a string of a bad luck. It was just a string of bad timing. And that's why me and Powerhouse Hobbs, clotheslined Starks from behind and followed up with a spinebuster. Ooh, heel turn. Did you see how the neck of Starks whiplashed? That was grotesque, said Excalibur. Dante Martin with Sky Blue versus Sammy Guevara with Tay Conti. Sammy took Dante off his feet with a beautiful dropkick. Dante validated over Sammy and answered with his own dropkick, trying to get under the skin of Sammy with mind games. Sammy and Tay tried to leave. Dante chased after Sammy. Dante threw Sammy off the ramp and then rocketed with a somersault onto Sammy. Dante backdropped Sammy over the top rope to the arena floor. Dante springboarded off the top rope, but Sammy blasted Dante with a knee strike. Sammy launched himself over the top rope and whipped out Dante onto the floor. Dante hit a standing Spanish fly on Sammy for a near fall. Sammy came out of nowhere with a cutter to Dante. Sammy followed up with the GTH and pinned Dante. After the bell, Tay and Sammy continued to beat down Dante. Sammy climbed to the top rope, but Sky jumped in the way. Tay pointed her finger at Sky and distracted Sky just long enough for Anna Jay to jump Sky from behind. Ruby Soho, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston sprinted down to the ring to even up the odds. Backstage, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh said that they had unfinished business with the Best Friends. The Best Friends were standing there and challenged them to a trios match this Friday on Rampage. Tony Schiavone was standing in the ring to interview Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus walked to the ring with Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy says, "Christian Cage, you are the biggest pussy I've met in my entire life. I have watched you come out for weeks and talk all sorts of bullshit about my entire family. And congratulations, you are now the most relevant you've been in your entire career. But as soon as I get back here, you tuck your tail and run." I didn't get why you were so angry. You said it was because I threw you out of some battle royal a year ago, and you've missed out on some winning bonus. You were strapped for cash because your wife just divorced your ass. Christian used Luchasaurus to protect him, but that monster is my best friend. And what Christian didn't realize is he was only being protected from me, because no one is going to get their hands on him before I do. Christian made it clear his only goal was to hurt me. If you want to talk trash, then talk trash, because I can take it. 3 years ago, I was standing in a dirt hole with my Uncle Dave and a shovel, watching my tears fall into the dirt and then turn into mud. And I dug my father's grave with my own 2 hands. Christian Cage was backstage and interrupted Jungle Boy. Christian Cage says, "Luchasaurus, you made a mistake, and you threw everything away to remain Jungle Boy's lapdog. Jungle Boy, you think I ran away from you because I was scared? I was scared of what I might do to you. You told me all your secrets, and now I'm going to prey on you." The Young Bucks were backstage with Cutler Cam. The Bucks are intrigued by the idea of the trio's title. Bucks bumped into Hangman and Page. Page and Nick Jackson wished each other happy birthday. Matt said they had something they had been meaning to talk to Page about. Before they could have that talk, the Dark Order came out onto the scene and wished Page a happy birthday. The Bucks walked off without finishing the conversation. good luck. You're not going to have Adam Page. Maybe you might, but Tony Nese and Mark Sterling versus AEW World Tag Team Co-Champion Swerve Strickland. Lee was banned from ringside. Swerve grabbed Nese and nailed him with a backbreaker. Nese cross-chopped Swerve in the throat. Nese yanked Strickland down with a handful of hair. Swerve splashed Nese in the corner with a back elbow and then a diving uppercut. Swerve hit a thrust kick and then a double foot stomp to Nese. Swerve Strickland cracked Sterling in the head with a kick and then pinned him. Backstage, Josh Woods blindsided Keith Lee and laid him out. As Swerve saw this on the big screen, Nese clocked Strickland in the head with a tag title. Malachi Black and Brody King were backstage. Malachi Black said the Redeemer spent his entire life worshipping the throne, but Malachi Black could help him take his place and sit on the throne. Brody King said that he wanted Darby Allin in a coffin match. AEW Women's World Title match. Thunder Rosa as your champion versus Mia Yamashita. Champion and challenger locked up in the ring. Maya grabbed a wrist lock. Thunder Rosa applied a headlock and then an arm drag. Maya intercepted and a right hand from Rosa. Thunder Rosa pulled Yamashita onto the apron, but Yamashita, I don't know, swept out. I know I said it the right first time, now I can't say it again. Legs off Rosa. Outside the ring, Thunder Rosa blasted Maya with a shotgun dropkick. Thunder Rosa climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Yamatasha hit Rosa with a high roundhouse kick. They slugged it out with forearms in the center of the ring. They blocked one another's lariat attempts. Yamatasha muled Thunder Rosa with a delayed German suplex for a near fall. Thunder Rosa was looking for the Fire Thunder driver, but Yamatasha escaped and fired back with a skull kick. Yamatasha cradled Thunder Rosa, but Thunder Rosa kicked out. Thunder Rosa hit a roundhouse and then the Fire Thunder driver, pinning Yamatasha. What a battle, guys, said Taz. It was a war, but Thunder Rosa retains, replied Excalibur. The Blackpool Combat Club, American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus Jericho's Appreciation Society, Red Death, Daniel Garcia. Chris Jericho joined the commentary team for this match. Danielson went right after Garcia with a running charge, his boots hitting Garcia right in the jaw. Danielson followed up with a top suicide. I bet you for the fact that they were trying to talk to Chris about what was going on with Jon Moxley and himself earlier, but they never mentioned that. The fans chanted, "Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back." Okay. As Danielson returned to the ring, Garcia hit Danielson with back elbows. Danielson mounted Garcia with the ground and pound attack. Garcia came back with an uppercut, clubbing elbows to Danielson. Garcia followed up with a neck breaker. Garcia whipped Danielson into the steel ring barricade. Garcia ripped the padding off the concrete floor, but Danielson blasted Garcia with kicks. Danielson used a missile drop kick on Garcia. Danielson had a hard landing. I think Danielson might be hurt, said Taz. Garcia seized the moment and jumped on Danielson with elbows and strikes. Danielson stumbled, collapsing to the mat, and rolled to the arena floor. Garcia grabbed Danielson and DDT'd the American Dragon on the exposed concrete floor. Daniel Garcia is taking the fight to a rattle, Bryan Danielson said Excalibur. Garcia gouged at Bryan Danielson's bloody forehead. Garcia bit down on Danielson's forehead. Danielson escaped between Garcia's legs. Danielson clubbed Garcia with forearms and then back suplexed Garcia off the turnbuckles. Danielson may just be operating on instinct alone, said Excalibur. Bryan Danielson unleashed hell with numerous roundhouse kicks to Daniel Garcia. Danielson approached Garcia, but Garcia grabbed him and locked on a submission. Danielson countered with a tiger suplex. Garcia escaped and clobbered Bryan with a hammer and Annaville elbow strikes. Danielson got to his feet and used a shoulder capture suplex on Garcia. That took everything Garcia had to be able to kick out, said Taz. Garcia smacked Danielson in the face with an open palm strike. Danielson retaliated with a running knee. Garcia broke up the momentum by rolling to the outside. Danielson followed him with a diving knee. Someone grabbed Danielson's leg from beneath the ring. Garcia hit Bryan with a pile driver and then put Bryan in a leg lock. The referee stopped the match as Bryan Danielson was out. Jake Hager jumped in the ring, revealing himself as the person who grabbed Bryan Danielson's leg. Daniel Garcia just upset the American Dragon, said Excalibur. Tell your kids you were there, replied Jim Ross. Catch AEW Dynamite on TBS next Wednesday, live at 8/7 Central from the Scott Tension Center in Columbus, Ohio. This Friday, tune into Rampage on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember, the home of professional wrestling is All Elite Wrestling. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with Impact Wrestling tomorrow morning. I'm Unstoppable, and I'll see you guys then. I'm Unstoppable, and I'm out.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy-ass bitch motherfucker.